Hi everyone and welcome back to Serious Sunday. I'm Luke and this is the show where I talk about things that have to do with video games. Well, No Man's Sky. It's just kind of the thing that everybody's talking about right now. Sounds like the major distribution platforms are putting a really big nail into what's already apparently a very quickly tightening casket for this game. I almost really feel sorry for the people at Hello Games and I suppose even, the publishers, Sony, for the current situation that is sort of surrounding the game, but it tells a very interesting story. I guess I should, before I really get into my sort of thoughts on the whole ordeal, actually explain what it is I'm talking about. Although, I guess if you sort of follow gaming news, you'll probably already be familiar with the fact that now it appears that a day or two ago, Steam began to sort of ignore their general returns policy on games, which is to say, Steam has a few months ago, I guess now, maybe close to a year at this point, implemented a system by which they'll allow players to get a refund for a digital game that they purchased as long as they had applied for the refund within 2 weeks and had or had less than 2 hours playtime. Honestly, I don't really ask for refunds with the games that I buy. If I've bought it, I want to learn from it at the very least. Being, a game designer, I like to play bad games just as much as I like to play good games because it teaches me what not to do in some cases. But that whole Hammeng Kyoshi thing that I talked about in one of my other videos a long time ago, which is, opposite teacher or opposite faced teacher, which basically means somebody that teaches you by doing things incorrectly. And you learn, therefore, what not to do. Anyway, it appears that the distribution platforms are sort of eschewing their usual policies on returns and just saying that, hey, if you don't want your copy of No Man's Sky, you can ask for a refund and we're not going to impose our limitation on the, 2 hours or less played or 2 weeks rule that we usually put in. And that was Steam a couple of days ago, and now apparently PlayStation Network, Sony, and Amazon are also offering refunds in the same manner. So, yikes, right? This game has already had a lot of sort of bad things happening to and around it, but now we have a situation where the game is so ill-received by players, and so many players have complaints about the game's sort of misrepresentation and how the lack of communication has led to a whole lot of sort of lack of thought of goodwill toward the consumers from the company, that the major distributors are saying, yeah, we get it, and we're not going to make you hang on to this product that you don't want. We'll give you credit, and you can buy another game on our platform, and we can all just kind of forget that this whole thing happened. So, the distributor doesn't lose anything in this transaction. The consumer gets rid of a game that they apparently don't want and can use that credit to buy something else that they want. And the person that really gets sort of hit the hardest in this whole transaction, of course, is the developer and the publisher, who are out whatever their original profits were, and there you go. So the whole situation is pretty bad for them, I would say. I don't know what the return numbers look like right now. I'm sure that information is going to pop up in the sort of game news space pretty soon, so I'm going to be watching that fairly carefully. But despite my best attempts wherever possible to kind of, keep a level head and watch the actual numbers that are being given around for this game, and sort of avoid that misinformed doom and gloom that come with things like misquoting sales statistics and things like that, which I talked about in my most recent Thursday video, and just kind of see where things are going and hope that, a lot of these problems are more sort of a vocal minority than what the majority is. experiencing. And I honestly still think that that is what it is. When you are watching Reddit and the video game news space and things like that, everybody loves to be an alarmist, right? And it's sort of an echo chamber. People who are upset about something get to yell and have the raising cacophony of agreeing voices say how upset that they also are, and everybody agrees that they're not happy with the whole situation. And by merit of all that, everybody decides that, yes, it's a bad situation and we don't want this. And so let's try and get our refunds, and let's, slam Steam's customer support team with a zillion requests for a refund for this game. And apparently it worked. So yay mobs, I guess. In this case, we see now that Steam has sort of acquiesced in this whole situation, and in following in suit, so did Amazon and Steam. And Sony. So that's a thing that happened, guys. The game is getting refunded. So I guess if you are one of those viewers who is really wanting to, give away their digital copy of No Man's Sky, or to give it back and get the money that you paid for it because you honestly and truly feel like the game is not what you wanted, and honestly, I would sort of entreat the average person to make a level-headed decision about it and not go, well, I played it for an hour or two and I kind of liked it, but I can get my money back, so why don't I? It doesn't feel to me like a very good reason, but hey, it's your money, you do with it what you want to. I can't tell you how to spend your cash, so... But, so if you really want to, apparently you can get yourself a refund. I never even bought the game. I've been watching it with, very, very sort of deep interest in the way that the whole situation surrounding the game is unfolding, but it's all been sort of a detached, analytical type view. I have no horse in this race, as it were, aside from learning from the mistakes that are made, obviously, that have led to this sort of very difficult situation for Hello Games and for Sony. So, I feel for Hello Games. I'm sure that nobody involved with the team, people are very quick to jump on Sean Murray and say that he was a big liar and that he promised a lot of things that never made it into the game, and that he is sort of doing the same thing that Peter Molyneux did that sort of eventually caused him to fall out of favor of sort of the gaming public by over-promising and under-delivering. But I don't know. Honestly, people don't go into these types of projects. They don't go into these games planning on fleecing people, right? These guys are hardworking folks who are making a game, and it turns out that some things didn't go well and his hands could have been tied. And I talked about all of this in another video as well, which you can also watch here. So, do that if you want to hear my thoughts on the whole, did they lie purposely, or were there other factors at work here? And honestly, I don't know the full answer to that question. The only people who can answer those questions are Sean Murray and Sony. So, whoever the publisher representative happens to be over there. But in the meantime, refunds. Yeah, it hurts the developer. I don't know how many refunds are going to go through, if this is going to be a huge outflow of cash. Obviously, this is going to be considered a commercial failure either way, because this is one hell of a fringe case. This doesn't really happen, but still, looking at the sales figures as we did in the most recent Thursday, the game still was wildly popular. It's one of the best-selling games of the last month, at the very least, looking at its statistics as compared with a lot of other games. Starbound and so on may have done better, but I'm not honestly sure. I'm not comparing them actively as I talk to you right now, but anyway, that's those are things that I've been thinking about right now. So, hopefully it still does okay. Hopefully it doesn't cause yet another video game company to go under because of one or two unfortunate things that happened. And some people may want it to, but come on, guys, don't wish unemployment and, sort of a loss of one's career just because you hated a game, right? So, anyway, thanks for listening. I hope that you enjoyed the video today, and I hope to talk to all of you again very soon. Have a good one. I'll see you tomorrow. Take care.